Hello everybody, today we're solving this paper which is February-March 2020, paper 4.2. Okay, I've tweaked this paper so that it's according to the new syllabus which is syllabus 2025. This is paper 4, that means of course calculator would be allowed. It's now a 100-mark paper and 2 hours would be allowed for this paper. Okay, I'm attaching the view link to this paper and its marking scheme in the description below. Okay, let's look at the first question, which says the population of a town decreases exponentially at a rate of 1.7% per year. The population now is 250,000. Calculate the population at the end of 5 years. Give your answer correct to the nearest 100. All right, so we know the formula for exponential decrease, which is just like the compound interest formula in which you first write principal, which now will be 250,000 or the initial value, and then it's exponential decrease. So we're going to do 1 minus the rate power the number of years. Okay. Enter this in the calculator. You will get 229,460.3215. It says give your answer correct to the nearest 100. So that's going to be 229,500. That's going to be the final answer. Let's check. And it is correct. Part 2 is Dhanu has a model railway. He has train that consists of locomotive and 4 coaches. The mass of the locomotive is 87 grams. The mass of each coach is 52 grams. Work out the mass of locomotive as percentage of mass of the train. Okay, so what is the mass of locomotive? It is 87. And what is going to be the mass of the entire train? Okay, so the train consists of 1 locomotive and 4 coaches. So 87 plus 4 times 52, it's 295. So the total train weighs 295 and the percentage is going to be found like this. Getting 28.5 after rounding. Let's check here. Yes, it is correct. So first I'll write down rounded answer 28.4745. So 28.5. Okay, moving on. A new locomotive costs $64. Calculate the cost of the locomotive in rupees when the exchange rate is 1 rupee is $0.0145. So 1 rupee is $0.0154. So 10 rupees should be, in fact, no, $64 should be equals to X rupees. And we have to find the rupees correct to the nearest 10 rupee. Cross multiply 1 into 64 equals 0.0154 times X. To find X, you divide 64 and 0.0154. 64 divided by 0.0154 gives 4155.84 rupees. So correct to the nearest tens, it's going to be 1460 rupees, 4160 rupees, which is the correct answer. So we write 4160 here. Okay. The cost of a railway magazine increases by 12.5% to $2.7. Calculate the cost of the magazine before the increase. Let's say that was X. Now X got increased by 12.5%. So increase of 12.5% means 112.5%. So when this value X got increased by 112. Or when you find 112.5% of this X, it becomes 2.7. It's a question on reverse percentage. So now we cross multiply 2.7 times 100 divided by 112.5, which is giving me 2.4. Let's check the answer. It is correct. Let's take a look at part D. The value of Dhanu's model railway is $55,550. This value increases exponentially at the rate of R% per year. At the end of 5 years, the value will be 736. Find the value of R. Okay, so the new value is 736. The initial value is 550. And it's in exponential increase. So 1 plus R upon 100 and the power would be 5. Now we have to find the value of R. First divide 736 and 550. It's giving me 368 upon 275 after division. Then you have this on the right hand side, and we need to get rid of the power 5. So we'll have to take fifth root on both sides. So the right side just becomes 1 plus R over 100 because this and the fifth root cancel each other out. Okay. Now, with the answer on the left hand side, we're going to subtract 1 and then times it with 100. So in your calculator, you should be entering this. Fifth root, you may first find it, then subtract 1, and whatever is the answer, times 100. I'm just going to do this in one go. You can do it in bits. Fifth root of 368 upon 275 minus 1. Minus 1 should be outside of the square root. And whatever is the answer, I'm doing times 100. I'm getting 5.999. So rounded answer should be 6.0%, which is right. Okay. Solve the simultaneous equations. You must show all your working. That's question number 3. Okay, so we have a linear equation and a quadratic equation. So I'm going to replace the x with 7 minus 3y whole square minus y square equals 39. I get 49 here minus, I'm going to expand this using a square minus 2ab plus b square. So it's going to be minus 7 times, in fact, minus 2ab would be minus 2 times 7 times 3. So that's negative 42. Also there's a y. So minus 42y plus b square is going to be square of 3y, which is 9y square minus y square equals 39. This gives 8y square minus 42y plus 10 equals 0. I'm going to use quadratic formula to solve this. Minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, so let me check. I'm entering this in my calculator very carefully. Once with the positive sign, then I'm going to change the positive sign to negative. This is question number 3. I'm just confirming whether I got the right answer for question 3 is here. Minus 8 and 6.25. No, I'm not getting that. I probably messed up. Let me check and get back. It is right. Sorry. I was looking at the answers for x, although I just got y. So I'm getting y is equals to 5 or y equals 1 by 4. Okay, so I'm writing 5 here and 1 by 4 here. Now when y is 5, plug in this 5 here and find the value of x, and similarly do so with 1 over 4. So for 5, I'm getting 7 minus 3 times 5, that's minus 8. So with 5, we get x minus 8. And with 1 over 4, a quarter, we get 7 minus 3 times 0.25. It's 6.25. These answers are correct. Okay, moving on. This table shows some values for y equals 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. Complete the table. Okay, so for all we have to do in the first part is to substitute the values given here in this equation in place of x and get the corresponding y's. So I'm going to substitute 0. Okay, when you substitute 0, these values become 0 and it's just 3. Now substitute 0.5. So 2 times bracket open 0.5 bracket close cubed minus 4 times bracket open 0.5 bracket close squared plus 3. It's giving me 2.25. And now I'm going to clear 0.5 and replace it with 1, which is giving 1. Let's check. So for question number 4, we have 3, 2.25 and 1, which is correct. Okay, complete the table, done. On the grid, draw the graph. Okay, so minus 1, minus 3 is the first value. Minus 1, minus 3 would be here. Okay, I'm going to finish making this and then I'll resume recording. Okay, so this is what I got roughly by plotting all the points and then joining them with a smooth curve. Okay. Next part says use your graph to solve this equation. Okay, this left hand side is probably equals to y. Let's check over here. Yeah, so this is equals to y. So I'm replacing the left hand side with y, and now this becomes y is equals to 1.5. We have to draw the line y is equals to 1.5 on the grid. 1.5 would be here. So make a horizontal line here at 1.5. Y equals 1.5 and read all the points of intersection. Okay, so there's 3 intersection and as we can see, this would be the first value of x, this would be the second value of x, and this would be the third value of x. So roughly I am getting, is this like minus 0.5? Let's just write it down. So I'm roughly getting minus 0.5. And for the second one, I am getting around 0.75. And for the last one, I am getting 1 point, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1.5, 1.6, and around 1.7. So let's check if these values lie within the marking scheme's limitations. So the first value needs to be between minus 0.6 to minus 0.51. So I'm going to lose a mark here for not falling within the given range. That is, my answer is probably wrong because the graph isn't as accurate as it could be if it were on paper. So also I can tell that I drew this line downwards a little prematurely. It goes down from here. So it would be a bit bigger than minus 0.5. So I'm going to say it's minus 0.6. So if your value does not lie within the given thresholds of the marking scheme, you lose mark. So let's say it's minus 0.6. Now we're good. Okay. The other one is within the given limit, and the last one is also within the given limit. Okay, good to go. The equation 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3 is equals to k has only one solution within the given domain of x, minus 1 to 2. Write down the possible integer values of k. Okay, now this would be y is equals to k again, which is again a horizontal line. Now, where could this horizontal line be so that there's only one solution? One solution means one point of intersection. For example, if k is equals to 2, then we do not have just one solution. We have 3 solutions. And similarly, if k is equals to 1, we again have 3 solutions. But if the k that we if we draw a horizontal line below this region, then we only get 1 point of intersection. Also, you need to know that this is an ongoing graph. So it actually, there is part of the graph outside of this graph as well, because this table stopped at 2. So our graph also stopped at x is equals to 2, but actually there are more values after this, and this graph keeps going up. So if you draw a horizontal line below this, or if you draw a horizontal line above this, then you just get 1 point of intersection between the horizontal line and your curve. So let's read these values. This looks like 0.12345 6, roughly 0.6. And so k should be less than 0.6. Let me confirm. Again, this graph is not accurate at all. So, oh, you don't have to give your answer as in equality. The answer should be an integer value. Write down a possible integer value. So you can write any integer value where the horizontal line cuts the graph at only 1 point. I thought you had to write an inequality. Okay, so this line, if I draw a line over here at 1, then there's 1 point of intersection. So 1 is a good enough answer, or 2, or 3, or even 4. If you draw a line out of the graph, that would also cut the graph at 1 point. So write 1, 2, 3, any one of these. So let's write 2. Okay. Next is, on the grid, draw the tangent to the curve at x is equals to 1. Okay, so here's x equals to 1. You're going to use your ruler, place it something like this, somewhat like this, and draw a straight line, which should only touch the graph at this point, nowhere else. Then it's called tangent. Okay, tangent is drawn, not the best one, but it is drawn. Okay, use your tangent to estimate the gradient at x is equals to 1. Now we need 2 points on this tangent. One is already mentioned. This would be 1 comma. What is the value of y when x is 1? Let me just clear this tangent for a second and confirm that when x is 1, y is 3. Yeah, so one of the point on the tangent is 1 comma 3. So let's assume this is the perfect tangent. 1 comma 3. The tangent should only cut your graph at that point only, nowhere else. Look, I've made a pretty terrible tangent, but that is the best I can do currently. Okay, now I need another point on this tangent. Let's say I'm going to choose this one. So the y is 0 and the x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6. Okay, now I'm going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the gradient. 3 minus 0 upon 1 minus 0.6. 3 upon, is that 0.4? Yep, I'm getting 7.5. Again, the marking scheme gives a threshold of values, and your answer should lie between that. Says anything between 4.4 to 5.6. So that means my tangent will not be accepted. Should have been between the given values, but again, like I said, the tangent is pretty crappy, honestly. That's why I did not lie in the range. But if on a paper you make a proper tangent and take proper 2 points, you will get your answer within the given range. Okay, write down the equation of this tangent in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, I'm assuming that I also got a perfect tangent. Let's say it was 5. So let me replace this with 5. Okay, now we have to write the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So y equals 5x plus c. To find c, you have to use a point on the tangent. So you can use any point. I think the best point we could use would be 1 comma 3, because we know for sure that this lies on the tangent. So use 1 comma 3 and find the value of c. So 3 equals 5 times 1 plus c. C equals minus 2. So y equals 5x minus 2 should be the equation. Yes, it's acceptable. Okay, moving on to question number 5. Manjeet has two mathematically similar bottles in her bathroom. The large bottle holds 13.35 liters and is 29 centimeters high. The smaller bottle holds zero point 0.4 liters. Calculate the height of the smaller bottle. Okay, so the formula of ratio of volumes in a similar shape scenario is V1 over V2 is equals to length 1 over length 2 whole cubed. Okay, so the bigger volume is 1.35, the smaller volume is 0.4 equals bigger height is 29.7, smaller height is x. I have to find the value of x. First things first, I would like to get rid of this cube root. So I'm going to, the cube, so I'm going to take a cube root here. Now I'm going to find the value on the left hand side, cube root of fraction 1.35 upon 0.4. I got 1.5. So 1.5 is equals to 29.7 upon x. Now I'm going to swap the places of 1.5 and x, which should give me the answer divided by 1.5. It's coming out to be 1. Let's check. Where did I blunder? Let me check. What went wrong? How can it be 1? 29.7 divided by 1.5 is 19.8, which is the correct answer. I don't know why I said I got 1. That was very weird. It's 19.8. Okay. Moving on. Water from Manjeet's shower flows at a rate of 12 liters per minute. So the rate is given 12 liters per minute. Okay. The water from the shower flows into the tank that is a cuboid of length 90 and width, uh, excuse me, 75. So you should know what a cuboid looks like. A 3D box kind of figure. Okay, so the length is 90, width is 75. Calculate the increase in height of the water in the tank when the shower is used for 7 minutes. Okay, so what would be the height when this water is poured inside the cuboid for 7 minutes? Okay, so in 1 minute, 12 liters is poured. So in 7 minutes, 12 times 7 liters would be poured in. 12 times 7 is 84. So that's the volume. 84 is equals to length times width, but that's liters. You have to change liters into centimeter cube. So that would be 84,000 centimeter cube is equals to length times width times height. So divide 84,000 with 90 and with 75. I'm getting 12.44444. Let's check. It is correct. So unrounded off answer is 12.4 with a recurring 4, and the rounded off value would be 12.4 correct to 3 significant figures. Next up is a solid metal cone has a radius of 1.65 meters and a slant height of 4.0. Let me make that. So slant height is this height, which is 4.7, and the radius is 1.65. What a beautiful cone I've made. But anyway, calculate the total surface area of the cone. Total surface area is the slant surface area, which is pi RL, and the bottom surface area, which is pi r square. Acha, remember that these formulas will now not be given to you. Instead, you'll have all these formulas in the given formula sheet. So you'll have to extract the formula from here. So let's see which formula. Since these are old papers, That's why the formula is given to you. Anyway, we needed a total surface area of the cone. Let's look at the formula sheet. Where's the surface area of the, so curved surface area of the cone is given. So this part of a cone has a surface area of pi RL. And if you need the total surface area, that means you need the bottom square as circle as well. It's going to be pi RL plus pi R square. Okay, so let's find it out. Pi times 1.65 times 4.7 plus pi times radius squared. Pi times 1.65 squared times 4.7 plus pi times 1.65 squared. Okay, I'm getting 48.75 something. Let's check. Not right. Where did I blunder? Pi r square, pi RL. Did I square it? Yeah, I squared it wrong in the calculator. I did pi times 1.65 squared. That is absolutely wrong. It's pi times 1.65 times 4.7 and then it's pi r squared. Okay, now hopefully I'll get it right. 32.9 something. Yep, that is correct. So the first answer, unrounded answer I'm getting is 32.9160. So that's going to be 32.9. Okay. Find the angle the slant height makes with the base of the cone. Okay, so we need this angle basically. So we know that this side is 5.7 and the radius is 1.65 and we need this angle. So we're going to use a right angle triangle. So CAH2 is going to be cos theta is equals to 1.65 over 4.7. Cos inverse of this, cos inverse 1.65 divided by 4.7 gives 1.21 something. Let's check. That's not right either. What's happening? 1.65 divided by 4.7? Ithana, yeah. So where am I blundering? This is what they did here. Oh, my calculator is in radians. Sorry, guys. I teach A levels and add math as well. So most of the time my calculator is in radians. Calculator should be in degrees. Shift cos 1.65 divided by 4.7. It's coming out to be 69.44 rounded to one decimal place. Angles in degrees need to be rounded to one decimal place. 69.4 is the correct answer. Calculate the volume of this cone. So again, the formula sheet will tell you that the volume of a cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. So 1 by 3 pi radius squared times height. Where do we get the height from now? Height is this length, or in this triangle, this length, which we can find using Pythagoras theorem easily. Height would be, if I directly apply the Pythagoras theorem, it's going to be c squared minus a squared and square root of that. Because the actual formula is 4.7 square equals 8 square plus 1.65 squared. I've moved it around and got the formula I've written on the right hand side. So 4.7 squared minus 1.65 squared and square root of that is coming out to be 4.40085. So let me replace this with 4.401 after rounding. So that times 1.65 squared times pi times 1 by 3. It's coming out to be 12.4546, so 12.5 after rounding, and I swear if this is wrong, I'll quit. No, it's not wrong, thank God. It's 12.5. Okay. Moving on, a metal sphere has a, again, why did I not delete these? Please know that these should be deleted. Hopefully in the link that I'll share underneath the video, these will not be here. The formulas will not now be underneath the question, but in the formula sheet. Anyway, the metal sphere with radius 5 centimeter is melted down to make cones identical to this one. Calculate the number of complete identical cones that are made. Okay, let me reread the question. Metal sphere has a radius of 5 and it's melted down to make cones identical to this one. Okay, so you need to make cones that we just got. Calculate the number of identical cones that would be made. So it's going to be volume of this sphere upon volume of one cone. That's how many cones can be made. So volume of sphere would be 4 over 3 pi r cube, which is this, divided by the volume of this cone, which we had gotten earlier, I believe. Yeah, it's 12.5 something. So it's very important that you first write the entire answer here. We got 12.5468. Because if in the next part you have to use it again, you'll use the unrounded value and not 12.5. So divided by 12.5468. Hopefully this answer would still be flashing in your calculator. So what you'll do, you'll simply enter the numerator in the calculator and then divide by answer. So 4 by 3 pi times 5 cubed divided by answer, and it's giving me 41.73. Is that right? Yep, but why did they? Oh, yeah, of course. It's going to be 41.7316, but that does not make sense. If it's number of cones that can be made, it cannot be 41.7. So it has, and it can't be 42 either because you don't have enough material for 42 cones. So the final answer would be 41. You round down in such cases. Okay, done. Next up is y is inversely proportional to x squared. This is how we write it. And then we replace this with k upon x squared. Now we can find k from the given values of y and x. X is 4, so x squared is 16. That gives k 16 times 7.5. It's 120. So k comes out to be 120. Let me rewrite the equation again. Y equals 120 upon x squared. Find y when x is 5. So 120 upon 5 squared is 25. This gives 4.8. Please be right. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty embarrassing. 7.8. Correct. Thank God. Okay. Find the nth term of each sequence. Okay, what do we have here? Let's check. It's a -2, again a -2, again a -2, again a -2. So this is that sequence which has a formula of a plus b n minus 1, aka first level common difference, aka arithmetic sequence. Anyway, so a is the first term, which is 4. D is the common difference, which is -2, and n minus 1 is as it is. Open the bracket, 4 minus 2n plus 2. So we get 6 minus 2n. Please be right. Yep. Okay. For the second one, let's see, what do we have here? We have a +6, then +10, then what is 31 minus 17? It's 14. And then what is 49 minus 31? It's +18. So it's not first level common difference. Instead, notice it's second level common difference because the difference of the first difference is the same, which is 4. Okay, so this is going to be some quadratic sequence. Whenever you get second level common difference, it's some quadratic sequence. And how do you find the values of a, b, and c? Remember that this is always equals to 2a, this is always equals to 3a plus b, and the top one is always equals to a plus b plus c. So this gives a is equals to 2. That means it should be 2n square. Now find b. For b, this would be 2. So we get 3 times 2, which is 6. 6 plus b is equals to 6, which is b is equals to 0. So this term just gets eliminated. Now let's find c. It's a plus b plus c is equals to 1. So 2 plus 0 plus c is equals to 1, which gives me c is equals to -1. So it's going to be plus 0n minus 1 or instead 2n square minus 1. Yep, it is correct. Okay. Next question, 8a. The diagram shows a quadrilateral PQRS formed from two triangles PQR and QRS. Calculate QR. So we need this length, and I believe we could use sine rule easily. It's going to be QR upon sine 25 equals 6 upon sine 72. Cross multiply sine 25 times 6 divided by sine 72, 2.666. Yeah, rounded off answer. First, I'm going to write the longer answer. QR is coming out to be 2.6662, rounded to 2.67 in 3 significant figures. Here also, I'm going to write 6662. Okay. Next up is find PS. So now we have two sides and a middle angle. That's going to be cosine rule. It's going to be square root 6 square plus 7.4 square. By the way, the formula sheet now has sine rule and cosine rule given. Let me show it to you. I think they were, yeah, no, they weren't there already. So look, sine rule, cosine rule, and even area for triangle. So yay. Okay, so 6 square plus 7.4 square minus 2 times 6 times 7.4 times cos of the value in the middle, 34. Now I highly recommend to enter this all once in the calculator in one go. Don't do it in parts. You're likely to mess this up. So I've written square root. Now I'm entering everything in the calculator. 6 square plus 7.4 square minus 2 times 6.5 minus 2 times 6 times 7.4 times cos 34. And it's giving me 4.14. Please be right. Oops. Yep, it is correct. Area of the quadrilateral PQRS. So first, guys, write the longer answer because we'll probably need this length again, and we will not use the unrounded value. I mean the rounded value. Okay, so now we need the area of quadrilateral, so we can use half AB sine C twice, I believe. So we can do half times 6 times 7.4 times sine 34 plus half times 6 times 2.6662 times sine of the angle in the middle. What's the angle in the middle? This was 2. Okay, the angle in the middle is going to be 180 minus 25 minus 72, which is 83. Okay, so let me do the working for area here because I can see the figure. Half times 7.4 times 6 times sine 34 plus half times 6 times 2.6662 times sine 83. Okay, let's enter this in one go. 0.5 times 6 times 7.4 times sine 34 plus 0.5 times 6 times 2.6662 times sine 83, and I'm getting 19.7 something. Is that right? No, it's not. Where did I mess this up? Which part is this? Part 3 of part A. What's the answer for part? It's 20.4. So I probably made some blunder. Let me check. What is that? I did I get this? Half times 6 times 7.4. Yeah, half times 6 times 7.4 times sine 34. I did. And then half times 6 times 83 half times 6 times 2.662 times 83. That's sine 83. Half times 6 times their previous answer, and the previous answer is 2.67. Our previous answer is pretty much the same. Why did I mess this up? Let me check in the calculator again. 0.5 into 6 into 7.4 into sine 34 tha. I wrote 32 by mistake. Now I'm getting the right answer. It's very important you double check your values, especially if you're like me. Please triple check the values that you enter in your calculator. 20.353, which gives 20.4. Oh, that was not the answer for this one. It was the answer for this one, 20.4 after rounding. Okay. The diagram shows an open box ABCDEFGH in the shape of a cuboid. AB equals 20, BC equals 18, AE equals 16. Okay. A thin rod AGX rests partly in the box as shown. The rod is 40 centimeters long. So this is a 40 centimeter long rod. Calculate GX. So we need this part only. That means we have to do 40 minus AG to get that part. Okay, and how do we get AG? Let's just use 3D Pythagoras. 3D Pythagoras says if you have 3 dimensions, 20, 18 and 16, you can simply use 3D Pythagoras to get this value. And formula for 3D Pythagoras is square root 20 squared, length squared, plus width squared, plus height squared. Okay, so this gives the square root of this gives the diagonal. So square root of 20 squared plus 18 squared plus 16 squared equals 31.3. Is that the answer? Yeah. No, actually. What part are we doing? 8b1. Oh, we have to subtract it from 40, my bad. So we get 40 minus 31.3049. So 40 minus answer, getting 8.695. Yep. So write the longer answer first, 8.6950, and rounded becomes 8.70. Calculate the angle that the rod makes with the base of the box. Okay. Now, for this, you need the diagonal always. If you need an angle between the diagonal and the base, it has to be with the an angle between the rod or the hypotenuse and the base has to be an angle between the diagonal of the base. So we need this length, and then we get a right angle triangle. In fact, we don't even need this length because we have the opposite, which is 16, and we also had found AG, which was 31.3049. So I'm going to use sine theta equals 16 upon 31.3049. So this gives shift sine 16 divided by 31.3049. It's 30.7 something. Yep, it is correct. 30.7372 would be written over here. Take sine inverse. Remember to take sine inverse first. 31.3049. This gives 30.7372 rounded to 30.7 because you round off angles to 1d2. When will this paper end? Okay. Almost there, guys. Don't worry. Hang in there. Just 2 more questions. Hang in there. You got that. Remember, no pain, no gain. Okay. This year, 40 students have each traveled by one or more plane, train, or boat. Lucky students. 7 have traveled by plane only. So by plane only has to be written over here. Let's write that. 11 have traveled only by train. So in this region, let's enter. 9 have traveled only by boat. So 9 comes here. Okay. 8 people lie in the region P intersection T. So we have 8 people here in all of this. So let's say X people are here. So then this would be 8 minus X. Just this part. Okay. B intersection T, which is this part, all of this is 3, and then this would be 3 minus X. And if all of this, B intersection P is 6, then this must be 6 minus X. And by travel, this year, 40 students have each traveled by one or more. So that means there's no guy or no person who has not traveled by plane, train, or bus. So you write a 0 outside. Complete the Venn diagram. That means we need the values of X actually. We can't just leave the Venn diagram in terms of X. So let's find the value of X. It's going to be, we know that the total is 40. So 7 plus 8 minus X plus 11 plus 6 minus X plus 3 minus X plus 9 plus 0 should be equals to 40. Let me add the constants first. 7 plus 8 plus 11 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9. I'm getting 44. And we have a minus X, a minus X, a plus X, so plus minus gets cancelled, another minus X. So minus 2X equals 40, which gives us 4 equals 2X and X equals to 2. Okay, if X is equals to 2, that means in the middle there should be 2. Let me confirm it is. Okay, in the middle there's 2. I'm clearing all of this. So this is 2 in the middle. Then this would be 8 minus 2, which is 6. And B intersection T, all of this was 3. So this must be 1. And all of this was 6. So this must be 4. Let me confirm. Yeah, looks good. So this is the completed Venn diagram. Okay, find the number of elements in P union B complement. Where is P union B? P union B is this, and complement is everything outside. So everything outside is 9 plus 1 plus 11. So 9 plus 1 plus 11, that's 21. Is that the answer? No, why is the answer just 11? What? On what? My laptop is dying. Give me a second. Okay, thank God. Okay, 9B. Let me double check. Why is the answer 11 here? Did I misread the question? Number of elements in P union B. What was I reading? P union B is this. Okay. So this is P union B. P union B complement is what is outside of it, which is 11. Okay. Yeah, that's why, guys, it's so important that you recheck each and every step. And even in the end of the paper, IGCSE paper don't take that long to finish. If it's a 2-hour paper, you should be finished by, I mean, if you know everything, you're very likely to finish it in 1 hour, 30 minutes. Now, in those last 30 minutes, it's very important that you recheck each and every step by redoing each and every step, by reading each and every question again, because you're very likely to make subtle blunders while doing the paper. So it's very important that you find those blunders and then regain those marks lost because of silly mistakes. Okay, part C is use set notation to complete this statement. P union T union B intersect complement means this region. Everything outside these 3 boxes is what? So there's nothing outside here. So you write, and it's an empty set. So you write empty set, or you can even write these empty brackets. So yeah, so either one of these notation is correct. You cannot write 0 because they did not ask number of values in this region. They said, what is this region? So you have to give an answer in terms of set notation. So it's an empty set. So you write that. Okay, two students are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that they both have traveled only by plane. Okay, so that means you have to select two people from this region. So the first person selected would have a probability of 7 over 40 times this person is now removed from the set. So next 6 people are left who have traveled by plane out of 39. So 7 by 40 times 6 by 39. Yep, and it's supposed to give 7 over 260. Okay, you can check from your calculator. Okay. Next, two students are chosen at random from those who have traveled by train. So now the sample is this. You choose two people from this sample only. Okay, that's 11 plus 6 plus 2 plus 1 people. So that's 20 people. So the denominator would be 20 first and then 19. So two students are chosen from those who have traveled by train. Find the probability that they both have traveled by plane. So in this region, how many people travel by plane? It's these 8 people. So the first numerator is going to be 8. The other one is going to be 7. Okay. 8 by 20 times 7 by 19. Looks good. And the answer is supposed to be 14 over 95. Entering that here. Okay, last question. Thank God. Find in its simplest form fx minus 3. So 4 times fx minus 3 means replace this x with x minus 3. Minus 1, that's 4x, minus 12, minus 1, 4x minus 13. Let's check the answer. Yep. Find g 5x. So you replace this x with 5x and then whole square it. 25x squared should be the answer. It is. Find f inverse of x. For that you write y equals fx, which is 4x minus 1. You make x the subject. Y plus 1 upon 4 equals x. This side is your answer, only that y will be replaced with x. So x plus 1 over 4 should be the answer, which it is. Find the value of HH1 correct to 4 significant figures. Okay, so H1 is going to be this, 3 power minus 1. So H1 is 3 power minus 1 or 1 over 3. Now you have to input that in H again. So now you replace the x with 1 over 3. So 3 minus 1 over 3. Enter this in the calculator. It's actually, if this were a non-calculator question, you would write 3 over 3 upon 1 over 3, which is 1 over cube root of 3. This would be your final answer. But anyway, now we're going to do 3 power minus 1/3 and give the answer in 4dp. I'm getting 0.69336. Let me write that down. 0.69336 rounded to 4 significant figures, 0.6934. Show that this can be written like that. Okay, g 3x minus 2. That means replace the x with 3x minus 2 and whole square it. So 3x minus 2 whole squared minus h minus 3. I believe we already get h minus 3? No. So we replaced this x with minus 3. It's going to be 3 minus minus 3, which is 3 power 3. So this would be 3 cubed. So we have opened this using identity a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So I have 9x squared minus 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24x. sorry, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 4 minus 27. So that gives us 9x square minus 12x plus 20, sorry, minus 23. 9x square minus 12x minus 23. So we've shown that. Use quadratic formula to solve this. So quadratic formula is minus p plus minus square root p square minus 4ac over 2a. It's also given in the formula sheet. Hopefully, let's check. Yeah, right here. Okay. Okay. So minus minus 12 would be plus 12 plus minus square root minus 12 whole square, or you may also write just 12 square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay. Enter all of this very carefully in the calculator. Can enter 12 plus minus square root 144 plus, what is 4 times 9 times 2? 72 upon 18. Okay. I'm entering ABC in the calculator now. A is 9, B is minus 12, C is minus 23. And it gives me 2.39. Says to give the answer correct to 2 dp. Yeah, so one of the answers coming out to be x equals 2.3987, and the other one is coming out to be minus 1.0653. It's going to be 2.40 minus 1.07. Remember the 2 dp requirement. Otherwise, you lose 1 mark for no reason. No, the reason is valid. You did not fulfill the rounding instructions, so you have to be extra careful. Again, rechecking is very important. Okay, find x when f61 equals hx. I remember what is hx. It was 3 power x, 3 power minus x. Now what is going to be f61? So fx is equals to 4x minus 1. 4x minus 1, 4x minus 1. 4x minus 1. So I'm going to write 4 times 61 minus 1. Okay, so what is that? 4 times 61 minus 1 is 243 equals 3 minus x. By Hittel trial, I'm checking what power of x is this. I'm starting with 3 power 5, which is, wow, what a guess. 3 power 5 is equals to 3 power minus x. So minus x equals to 5. So x equals minus 5. Okay, it should be the answer. Let's check. It is. Okay, last part is for fx, it is given that x is between minus 1 to 4, minus 1 to 4. This is the domain of fx, and minus 1 is not included in the value of x, and but 4 is. And what was fx again? 4 times x minus 1. Find the range of fx. Okay, this is called the domain of fx, the values of x, and the values of fx itself are called the range of fx. So if you take minus 1 here, we get what? Minus 5. And if we take 4 here, we get 15. So fx would lie between minus 5 and 15, but we're going to write an equals to sign here because with 4 there was an equals to sign. So with the fx of 4, we're also going to write an equals to sign, but we won't write an equals to sign here. Is that right? Yep, it is. And that brings us to the end of the paper. Thank you for watching. See you next time.